So it was scorching today. I had to mow the lawn, do a lot of, cleaning up. I don't clean much in my house, clean up around the house and that. Um, and dude, I was sweating the entire day. But I want to make a video. I'm going to be using ITP's video because again, ITP currently one of the best in the game right now for breaking news. He catches on to a ton of stuff that I don't even catch on to. Um, and he's funny, man. He's really funny. I just saw his face for the first time. I cannot lie. He looks exactly how I thought he looked. Like, over the past however many years I've been watching this guy, but shout out to him. Go watch his full video. Again, I'm too lazy to pull up everything myself. I'll leave the full interview that he's, um, breaking down, in the description below. And then also as well, um, there is this with the guy who talked to Rampage Jackson, or Roger Jackson before walking out, cowboy hat. A lot of people are saying that they want to see him charged. I I agree. But that we're gonna get into that after. Let's let our boy ITT break always down.
The beating. This is so disgusting, I don't even know where to start. I would also like to talk about how widespread this story has become, not just in the MMA world. Like, I knew that this was going to be a big story in MMA, but the amount of mainstream news publications as well as big-time YouTubers that this has gained the attention of is kind of blowing my mind. I will also say that even though it seems like most rational people are in agreement that this was a senseless act of brutality, I am flabbergasted at some of the unbelievably dumb takes that I've seen from well-known figures in MMA, and yeah, this is going to be a crazy video, so sit tight. Let's start off with the updates. First and foremost, it has been confirmed by those close to him that Syko Stu is in fact awake, but is going to have a very long road to recovery, and I wish him the absolute best. Douglas Malo, who is the wrestler that intervened the most during the attack, shed some light on the severity of Stu's injuries.
How bad are his injuries?
Broken facial bones is from what I'm hearing. Missing teeth. Has no recollection of what happened. Incoherent. And then even from the people closest to it now that I'm disassociating with, they won't even put up the full story. Stu's pretty fucked up. I'll put it this way. What happened yesterday is he choked on his own blood.
On his own teeth, I heard.
Yeah, teeth and blood.
And he lost all of his teeth? Right.
A lot of them, yeah. Broken facial bones. He was out on the slam, and then the guy had made contact multiple times. I remember seeing that, kind of being in shock, and then I just went.
So, again, they set up a GoFundMe for this guy. I'll leave a link down below. I didn't pull it up. But this is the guy that ran in to save Buddy from Roger Jackson. And what he is about to reveal is very, very sickening. And, you have to factor in the fact that the WWE instantly parted ways with this promotion, which is owned or managed by Rikishi, who is a part of the Anoa'i family. The Rock, Yokozuna, yeah, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, the Uso brothers. Like, half of the biggest stars in wrestling history come from that family. And this is a terrible situation. It's a terrible situation for Rampage, which I'm gonna get to what Rampage's, response was. And man to man, don't attack Rampage Jackson for trying to defend your boy. That's your blood. You defend blood at all costs. Unless, they turn out to be harming kids, and that in that way, if you're defending them, then I'm sorry. No way. But you know, I have to give Rampage Jackson the credit for, trying to be, have his son's best interest in mind. But I'll get into all that in a bit. Let ITP continue.
Outside of that running in, there was other people that could have got involved that I made eye contact with, but they just stayed by the stage. Let me put it this way. I'm sorry to Stu that the people that said that they were your friends let this happen.
I really think that Malo deserves a lot of praise for likely saving Stu's life, or at the very least preventing even more serious injuries than he already suffered. The guy's a hero. Speaking of Douglas Malo, it's being reported that he's calling for the prosecution of not just Raja, but also Andre Hudson, who's this guy that encouraged him to get his receipt before the event started.
So when you run in on his shit, you fucking give him.
Okay, so I had this one pulled up. Where did it go? I had this pulled up right here, but if he's gonna play this right now, I'm going to go through what I want to say. Specifically, I want to bring up a lot of great points that my boy Mexican martial arts made in a live stream with Jesse on Fire. That you need to question, but let's play this quick.
His receipt. You remember what a receipt is? Give him that fucking receipt, bro. Tag this shit.
Hudson himself posted to his Instagram by defending his choice of words by asserting that he never wanted Jackson to take it that far. It's also been confirmed that the WWE has severed all ties with KnockX Pro, and they've just removed their WWE ID affiliation from all of their social media pages, which good, fuck these clowns. As of Monday morning, LAPD
Okay. Now this is where the big part of which is now a cover-up. Sorry to spoil the whole. I mean, it says it in the title, but I want to jump over to this clip specifically, and then we'll go back with an ITP. But with this guy in the cowboy hat, and Jesse made a brilliant point. Mexican martial arts, Jesse. If Raja Jackson is facing charges, AJ Mana is too. And I don't know how much of that interview I'm going to play, but this guy is an idiot. He is a full-blown idiot. But I'll play this clip for you, and then we'll go back with an ITB.
His shit, you fucking give him his receipt. You remember what a receipt is? Give him that fucking receipt, bro. Tag this shit. If you got a fucking problem with it, I'll fucking run out there. Tag this shit, bro.
Okay. Give him a receipt. Run out there. Tag him. There are, hardcore works in wrestling. Then there have been hardcore works, for decades and decades. But the moment he got into that ring, and I'm not playing the video. Do you play a second of that video? You get instantly age restricted. The moment he landed that slam, if he would have landed 2 shots, we'd still be going off on him. But in hindsight, along with the chat, which is the main fucking point we are going to get to in this entire thing, along with the chat, if Raja faces charges, this guy needs to face charges as well. But let's go back to ITP.
Detectives have been assigned to investigate the case, which, fortunately for them, all they need to do is watch the 2-hour live stream that's still available to watch on YouTube. Also on Monday, Stu's family posted the official GoFundMe page for anybody that wants to support his recovery. I will have a link in the description for you if you're interested. And Kick.com
I'll also add the link down below.
Never be allowed to stream ever again. Now, with all this out of the way, last night, a couple of guys who wrestle at KnockX Pro posted a video where they give their accounts of what happened, and my biggest takeaway from all of this is that it seems like the promotion is trying to deter their students from talking to the police. And seeing seeing as the guys provided screenshots of the messages, I'm definitely inclined to believe them. This is some evil shit. They know that they messed up by allowing this untrained stranger to enter the ring after there was already an altercation prior, and now they're trying to cover it up. I'm no lawyer, but this does seem like obstruction of justice to be interfering with an ongoing police investigation. I really admire the integrity of the guys in this video. They are standing up for their friend who was failed by the company that was supposed to watch out for his safety. Let me tell ya, I want nothing more than to see KnockX Pro go out of business and for their owners to be sued to Kingdom Come. What a bunch of sociopaths. Stu has worked for them for years, and the moment they need to take accountability for a mistake, they start conspiring to screw him over. With friends like this, who needs enemies?
Like, that's actually another thing too. Buddy's about to talk. Like, I've been looking into this guy. You know, MMA Guru did a phenomenal video. He's blowing. I mean, MMA Guru is just an anomaly over here. But like, he is really blown up. Like, he has like, I think like 16K live viewers. When I was, you know, tuning in on his birthday stream. But by the way, happy birthday, man. Sick helmet. I want one. But you know, this turned this situation from how much time should Raja get to now it is a full-blown conspiracy. And we will play it right now.
You watched your fucking friend die. You watched somebody that you call family die. That means nobody is important to you. Not me, not anybody. So if I'm working for you guys and I sell as many tickets as I do and I put all this fucking money, time, and effort into this shit like I fucking do, I'm your number one fucking ticket seller. I bust my fucking ass for you fucking guys. That means the minute something bad happens to me, you guys will just watch it happen and you won't do shit.
How long have you been there? 3 years?
3 fucking years.
Stu's been there since day one.
Okay, that is the situation up to now, and with all of those updates out of the way, I want to talk about how this story has taken the world.
Again, I want to stress this too. A day one guy, like, again, I'm a big fan of Freak Promotion. Those of you that watch my channel, you know I care more about the business than, you know, the actual martial arts and that. But like a day one guy, right? That would be, you know, it's like doing a fantasy draft in like Madden or 2K or NHL. Like, you're day one guy who you are building your organization around. Again, it's on the indie scene. You know, Rikishi is a known name. They have the backing from the WWE. And, you know, the independent wrestling scene is where a lot of these guys who don't make it in the WWE go on to have, you know, all historic all-time careers. Like, you know, there's a guy named Dolph Ziggler back when I used to watch wrestling, and like he had like a show-off gimmick. It was the PG version of HBK, and it was horrible. But the dude had so much talent in that ring on the mic, and when he went on the indies, man, he absolutely tore it up as Nick Nemeth, which I don't know if that's his real name or not, but like again, just to give you guys context as to what this event is an established event. This is a literal event with connections to the WWE. And not only that, one of the biggest families to ever get involved inside pro wrestling as a whole.
World by storm. Obviously, all the MMA YouTubers were going to give their thoughts on this, that's to be expected. But when guys like Moist Critical are posting videos on this situation, that is not good news for Raja. Abba and Preach, who give like dating advice for men, made a video about this as well. XQC, Tectone, Asmon Gold.
I watched Abba and Preach's video right before I went to the store, and they did a really good video because you have to look at this you have to look at it this way, right? We're MMA fans. We talk about MMA, you know, we have no fight card this week, which is another big reason this is exploding, right? You know, we've been talking about situations like these all year, man. Like with BJ Penn, we got Nick Diaz. Both of them are doing really good, though. I really do want to make a update on BJ Penn. I'll do some more since I'm getting this out of the way tonight. But yeah, moist critical asthma goals. You have, the biggest, streamers, which, and the make believe world of social media, these are the heavy hitters, right? And it's reaching everybody. Everybody is talking about this.
Double Toasted, Chaos Moogle, all of these guys that don't have anything to do with MMA and probably don't even watch the sport have all given their thoughts on what happened. Mr. fucking Beast even made a statement asking how he can get in contact with Stu so he can donate to his medical bills. When is the last time anything even remotely MMA related has gotten this much reach from big time content creators? And I understand that some of you might not have any clue who any of these people are, and that's fine, but the point is this situation was so crazy that it spread far past the borders of MMA itself. Or how about the fact that NBC
Again, this is another point, man. When I woke up, again, I kind of planned out my videos. Like, I planned out a topic, I would a few topics, and then I hit record, or whatever I say into a camera, I upload it. And then I just see how people respond to it. But, like, when I was like, alright, what's happening today? MMA news. I had this exact thing. Like, you know how, like, Google News now, they'll have, like, a main topic and then it'll be, like, generic news. This was all over, and I was scrolling through them. It was endless. CNN, MSNBC, Fox, I mean, fucking New York Times, India Times, ABC.
Fox, CNN, CBS, and the New York Times all reported on this story as well. I've never seen anything like this before. In my 17 years of watching MMA, I can't tell you one single other time where a controversy related to an MMA fighter has captured the attention of both mainstream media as well as internet nerds alike. I have friends who still think that Conor McGregor is an active fighter texting me, asking me what the details of this story are. This is how widespread this assault has become. And although I am blown away at how big this situation is, it does make sense to me why. Obviously, the horrific nature of the beating is the most noteworthy aspect, but I really think that this is one of those instances where learning more details about the attack makes it more compelling, namely the fact that the entire sequence of events was live streamed in 4K video and HD audio so that people can follow the story in real time is so indicative of.
So, I'm gonna get to the big point that I want to stress, and I'm bringing up the handy dandy points that Mexican martial arts made. Dude, okay, so I'm oh my god, there's no way. I'm 21, right? I was born in 2004, so I'm Gen Z, right? I hate my generation. We are so dumb. And the problem with my generation, growing up with the internet, we all grew up with Xboxes and YouTube, watching Figures or FPS or whatever the fuck we watched back in the day. The internet as a whole, 10 years ago, was purely meant to talk shit. Dude, if any of the things that I said on Black Ops 2 got out, and this is me at 8 years old, I would hardly recognize my voice, man. And again, it's on a Connect mic. But we grew up saying the most horrific shit to one another and being super edgy. And now we have a 24-year-old, a guy who is 3 years older than me, 1,000 days older than me, right? So fragile mentally that this little fucking thing with random people who may or may not exist, because let's face it, who knows who is a real viewer, who is an AI viewer, we all know everybody is plotting on the top and we're heading into the AI world, right? But dude, you have to be aware, especially in the position that Raja is, where, you're growing up with Rampage Jackson. A guy, people call him his nickname. He made his character. He did it phenomenally. He sold more than most fighters do in their entire, careers within a span of a few years. And you gotta disconnect, man. Well, I'm going to jump back on that point in a second.
The times that we're living in. I mean, just last week, there was a man who died live on stream in his sleep on Kick.com after he was viciously abused on stream for 12 days straight. Sure, these are two awful events that happened independently of one another, but the fact that in both the Raja case and the French streamer case, the chats were actively encouraging escalating the respective situations is despicable. The crazy part is, Raja got exactly what he wanted, kind of. He is one of the most talked about people in the United States right now. If he was not suspended from Kick, he would be pulling the biggest numbers on the website, and it wouldn't be close. I talked about how IRL streaming has become a detriment to society in my previous video, and to be fair,
100%.
And to be fair to Raja, he didn't seem like a homicidal psychopath in any of the clips that I had seen him in prior to Saturday, but I guess this is what can happen when a mentally unstable person takes the opinions of random strangers too seriously. This story is such a crazy intersection between senseless violence and—
Okay, 100%. So, I live in a pretty small town, right? And, I record videos, I go to the gym, I go to a dispensary, usually, and that's about it, right? But like, even now, like, the majority of the people who I talk to on day-to-day life, they're usually, late 30s, elderly people, a lot of millennials even, but like, dude, when I meet somebody around my age, like, dude, you're not talking to a real fucking person. It's, dude, like, even when I watch this live streaming, where, like, he's like, I'm telling people playing with me and shit. Like, the dialogue, like, the internet dialogue taking over people in day-to-day life, it's just so weird to me, because, again, like, the way I do this is, like, I record it, I try and be as genuine as possible, but I build up my character, right? But, like, dude, you were raised by one of the masters at this game. You were around Syko Stu, you were around all of these guys. Your dad has one of the, biggest podcasts right now. I tune in still. I'm a big fan of Rampage. Gotta be honest though. Bear Man, I lost a lot of respect. What he did to Bryce Mitchell, and that really did it for me. But I'll still tune in to clips. I have nothing against him personally. But again, you cannot let this stupid device that doesn't matter make you commit felonies live for the police to watch.
Modern internet clout chasing that I think it really isn't all that surprising why so many people have been equal parts fascinated and horrified by what happened, and as a result you have dudes like Mr. Beast speaking on it, and you have 174-year-old companies like the New York Times writing about it. Fortunately, it does seem like a vast majority of the world is in agreement that Raja Jackson should be arrested. Frankly, I'm surprised that he hasn't been arrested yet. All of the big YouTubers that I referenced earlier are appalled at what he did, and I know that all of the MMA YouTubers are disgusted with him too. Moreover, we've heard active fighters and coaches speak out about the situation as well. Kevin Lee had this to say.
Dog messed up. And if it's Rampage, I love Rampage. But Rampage, turn your son in. He got to go lay down for a little bit. Like, if it was my son, that's what I would tell him. I mean, you a grown man, bro. You can't condone that type
of... I don't want to steal his entire video, to be honest. He's going on. I'm going to save his rant on Syko Stu, we're just gonna jump to Chael's channel, right? Please, by the way, I'm gonna leave this tab open so I remember to link his video. Go check out ITP if you haven't. Man, ITP, even when I disagree with him, man, he's even alive right now. Like, well, look at that absolute cutie right there. But yeah, go check him out. Oh, fuck. I completely forgot what I was doing. Okay, hold up. Maybe if I go back to the video, it'll remind me, right?
Behavior, bro. You gotta.
Okay. Friday's talking about it. Sure. Chill, son. There we go. Chill, right? Now, you guys all watch Chill, son. So you guys know Chill, probably the most respected, guy in the community, right? He has gotten a lot of shit for these videos. Is it two videos? Yeah, the two videos he did on this situation. The first video, his point was, there was no arrest made. We don't know if it worked or not, which just, Fire had the same take. But again, you competed in MMA, Chael. You know better than me. You know this kid personally. You've sized him up. You've probably given him a hug and felt the density of this motherfucker. You know 24 shots from full amount while your opponent is unconscious, whether it is a work or not, is horrific. That's a crime. It doesn't matter if it happened on the street, at an indie promotion, at an MMA event. If this happened at an MMA event, right? Let's say Raja jumped in the cage after the fight and beat up a guy who just got a win at whatever underground promotion, right? It would still be the same situation. It's still attempted murder. There's no way around it. And how much do I want to talk about this dickweed? So this is Rampage's friend. He's wearing the hat, so you know it's him. This is a really good video. Again, I'll leave the full thing link down below. Again, this guy pissed me off listening to him. But the incompetency around this whole situation makes no sense to me.
Me whatsoever. Motherfuck you and your unfollow. Please unfollow me. You can't do shit faster. Bye, motherfucker. Bye. Shit. So fuck that unfollowing shit. That don't bother me at all. And
can I say this in your defense, Pop? I would think by now most people would know.
They should know that.
Following you all this time that you don't give a.
Can I get to this guy actually talking though?
Chat button. You can donate to the show. We appreciate.
I won't get too deep into family ties and shit like that, but it's very obvious. It's easy to go ahead and throw me under the bus.
AJ, before you go on, let me let the people in the comment, because a comment just popped up, and let me say this: if you go come here and talk shit, I will boot your ass right out of this live stream. Let's make that real clear. You calling somebody a punk and all of that shit? Fuck that. You will get your ass booted out of here real quick.
Straight up.
Go ahead, AJ.
I'm a very humble, kind, and respectful man. I stand by a moral code, not just from that stems from the Marine Corps, stems from my upbringing as a fucking man. One thing I am not gonna ever do is double cross another man. One thing I will never do is set up another man. What you don't know about AJ Mana, what you don't know about fucking Andre, fuck the gimmick. Fuck the gimmick. This is Andre talking, nigga. You don't like that I say nigga, guess what?
Whatever. Again, the less you swear, the more confident you seem. I mean, hey, you look like skin. You're on a podcast with two other black men. I don't think, unless they go after you, you can't really. Nobody's gonna do anything to you for saying that word. It's 2025. Actually, a lot of people are saying that word now. But this is fucking childish behavior. This. If Raj is going to get charged, but this question, you're going to have to watch the whole thing for yourself. It is fucking unbelievable. I'm just going to play the front, however much I can play, without, getting pissed off. But let's play more.
I'm from Compton. I left Compton when I was 12. I was adopted into a Samoan family. You know why? I don't know my father. I fucking hardly even knew my mother. Yeah, I'm a nigga. Didn't know that, huh? AJ Mana, that's a fucking moniker. That's a gimmick. Nigga, this is Andre. My life is ruined because of your speculation. My life is ruined, and you know who you are, because you decided to throw me under the bus to protect your own image, to protect what you perceive to be your own good name, when your name really ain't shit to nobody no more, because the facts are out there. And I'm not afraid of you motherfuckers anymore. I've been afraid of you for 6 fucking years. I'm not fucking afraid of you anymore. You know who I'm talking to. Like I said, nigga, this is Andre talking.
That's oh, that's sick watching it. That's how I'm gonna play this. I'll leave it linked down below. Yeah, it's that entertaining for the full 90 minutes. But, what an absolute idiot, man. What an absolute idiot. I don't think he meant, back in this video, by giving him a receipt, I don't think he meant, go nearly kill this guy in front of a bunch of, live, audience members. And I forgot to bring it up here. A lot of people are making, let's play this clip again. A lot of people are bringing this video up literally like a week ago from Rampage's own stream. I played it in my other video.
His oldest son, whole life, I knew them two wasn't going to college. And my two Japanese kids.
Is the audio even playing?
I knew that it was going to college, so I saved up college tuition for the two Japanese kids and bail money for Roger and his brother. So don't fuck with him. If you go to jail, I'm just going to bail him out. Right.
It's not a good look, man. It's not a good look a week before. When you're putting it out there that you're saving bail money for your kid a week before he nearly unalives a person in front of a live audience, I want to play this clip then.
Since the
And, you know, I have a ton of respect for Rampage. You guys know that. He's one of my favorite fighters. He got me into fighting. You know, his fight with Machida, his fight with John Jones, you know, going back to watch his fight with Chuck and all those other fights, right? The fights in Japan, the infamous slam, right? But, don't attack Rampage, man. I disagree with the kick thing. I hate kick. I think it's such a fucking... It's a retarded website, man. Like, I remember, like, you guys remember the OG kick? Like, the messenger, man? I mean, granted, like, looking back, it was just, you know, it just turned into Snapchat or a bunch of predators. But, like, you had Buddy there, he was tortured for, 11 days on live stream by those fucking retards. And your own son, like, you need to keep in mind, this is Rampage's baby boy, right? We don't know how, you know, his family was. We don't know the good times. We don't know the bad times. You know, you can look at the end of that live stream, right? Where you know, Raj was like, everybody's call me a bitch. Quit playing with me, man. I feel for Rampage, man. I really do. He did not have anything to do with the can. He had nothing to do with the promotion bringing Raja in. He had nothing to do with the work. And he was simply out here doing his hustle. Living his best life. Well, let's play this.
unfortunate incident this weekend. It's hard for me to talk about it, but I'm just keeping 100. I feel bad about what happened to Syko Stu. I don't condone what my son did at all. Very, very unfortunate. If I was there, things went down, but I wasn't there. But I'm a father, so I gotta have my son's back. But I'm gonna let justice play out, take its course. Ain't much I can do on that side, but be a father. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know I can't talk about this shit. I can't talk about any details and stuff like that. I can't really go into nothing. I hope y'all can respect that. You know what I'm saying? I can't say much about that shit. It's really not my place to say anything, and we gotta let this shit play its course. This shit put me in like a bad mood. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad about Syko Stu and his family. His family had to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? And all that stuff that went on. I just wish it was. I just wish I could have been there, but I couldn't. I was out of state, dropping my other kid off at college. Helping her move into the dorm and stuff like that. But
I feel for Rampage, man. You know what? I don't give a shit if he gets me a fuck or not. Don't fucking go after Rampage, man. Don't fucking go after this guy. I respect. I have tremendous amount of respect for Rampage. I wear one of his chains. I do have it on actually. Yeah, right there. I wear one of his chains every day. I grew up watching this guy fight. in the UFC. I went back and I watched the Japan shit, and all the Ultimate Fighter season and those press conferences made me a bigger fan of the UFC. I knew about the UFC before the WWE. So when I saw Rampage out here, breaking doors, making fun of Rashad Evans, oh my god, that was such that may be my favorite season of Tough of all time. The fight sucked. I'm just gonna say that right now. But I mean, this is a guy that I do hold a lot of respect to. I grew up watching, and he ultimately was a factor in me pursuing this, dream of being in MMA media, right? But I mean, nobody should go after a father for defending their son. No, I won't do that. It's against my code, man, and it gives me more respect for Rampage. I don't want to see Rampage lose his son, man, and that's not what I want. I want Raja to face consequences. I think that serving time is definitely going to be a factor into it. I feel like, honestly, the likelihood of him going to um, rehab or at least a psychiatrist, he is going to do all those things I really believe. But I'm only gonna report on what is out there, what I know, what the facts are, and this is a bigger situation. Bigger than Connor, bigger than the BJ Penn shit, right? And the BJ Penn shit is what really got me on the map, you can say, of the MMA fandom or the MMA YouTube. What I fucking mean, dude. But like, my point is, dude, it all goes back to he shook this guy's hand multiple times, accepted 3 apologies, and he let this stupid fucking thing, a bunch of 13-year-olds and robots, caused him to lose his temper, and now could be facing attempted charges. But we will have to see what will happen with this cover up even. But I commend the guy who did that interview. Again, this is 42 minutes. If I would have had that interview in here, I would have been here for an hour. But I'm going to wrap this up. This is probably the last video I'm going to make on this topic. Again, I don't want to spend a whole week of, 3 days to make content on, whatever I want to say of MMA. I want to, talk about, I want to do a BJ Penn video. I want to talk about, a few other guys, and, I have some other, ideas for, like, you know, how I see the sport, how I promote certain things, and from a business level, what I want to see change over the next 7 years. But that's what I got, man. I do realize not everybody who watches this video is a diehard MMA fan, but I gotta cover it, man, and that's what I got. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about this whole situation, man? What do you think will happen with Raja and with this guy speaking out, with, Sue being in critical condition? Um, what do you think happens to Raja? And do you think there's any kind of redemption for him in the next decade? Maybe even more. But I want to move on, man. I want to make different videos. That's what I got. Later.